You might have come across the Tenganan Village when researching your next holiday to Bali.
In this video, we're going to talk about our experiences at the Tenganan Village and let you know if you should even add this to your list of things to see in Bali.
Welcome to our channel, The World and Us. My name is David.
And I'm Elisa. We share our family's travel adventures with our boys Javi and Joaquin.
If you saw our last video, we were just leaving Gili Air and mentioned we were heading to Candi Dasa, which is back on the mainland of Bali.
You might have already worked out we were pretty much winging it on this trip and had nothing organised. We knew which hotel we were heading to in Candi Dasa, but we didn't have a booking or a driver organised to take us there.
So while we were on the boat, we sent our friend G'day from the Padang Bay Villas a message asking for help organising a driver to take us to our hotel.
We knew he was very familiar with the area and might have some local connections. And he also suggested we contact him if we needed any help with the rest of our trip.
G'day quickly arranged someone to pick us up from Padang Bay, take us to the Tenganan Village and stop somewhere for lunch before heading to our hotel.
We had a few hours before check-in, so we thought this was the perfect way to fill in that time.
Getting off the boat at Padang Bay was pretty crazy. The jetty was overcrowded with everyone trying to get off the boat.
Plus all the drivers were hassling to get the next customer.
We didn't have any problems finding our driver and I'm so thankful we had this organised. So we'd have to say make sure you have something arranged prior to getting off the ferry at Padang Bay.
Alright guys, we have arrived at Padang Bay. We're on our way to Candi Dasa. Getting off the boat then was just crazy. There's just people everywhere, drivers calling out, trying to get you to go with them. It was just madness. And then all the bags just plonk in the middle of the walkway. And no one's got anywhere to go. Anyway. Oh, finish this later.
So from here, we made our way to the Tenganan Village, which was about a 30-minute drive.
The village didn't have an entry fee, but before we entered we were asked if we could make a donation. We felt this was a bit odd because we hadn't been to the village yet, and I actually suggested we make a donation after our visit. Even though it was not compulsory, they insisted we make a donation prior to entry.
You can see in their logbook how much previous people donated if you need an idea of how much you should give them. We did notice that most people were donating about 20,000 rupiah. We gave them 50,000 rupiah as a donation from our whole family.
We then met our guide Wayan, who would walk us around the village.
One is firstborn.
Firstborn, and mother second.
Mother second.
And third one.
Nyoman.
Nyoman.
And Ketut.
Ketut.
The fourth job. He is the first.
He's the first.
First. Yeah. He's Wayan.
He's Wayan.
In Balinese. Wayan.
Mother.
Mother. Yeah. Mother. Mother.
During our visit we had the whole village to ourselves, besides the few local people we passed by every now and then.
Tenganan Village is actually the oldest village in Bali, and Wayan explained many of their traditions. The village is unique as they have their own laws and customs, which are quite different from the current Balinese people.
They have strict rules as to who is allowed to live in the village, and only those who are born in the village can stay and become full members of the community.
There are also rules regarding marriage, and anyone who marries outside of the village basically has to leave.
We found it very interesting walking around with Wayan. To get the most out of your visit, we suggest you really take your time and interact with your guide. He was more than happy to answer any questions we had about life in the village and explain what the many different areas around the village are used for.
So we're currently in the meeting place of the village. As you can see, we've got the tables where people actually sit down on to eat. There's a pit over here. This is actually a community hall where they hold meetings. It was once a week or once a month?
Once a month.
Once a month on a Sunday to discuss village matters, and also they have a feast. They usually cook a pig on the spit right here, and it takes about 2 hours, and then it's shared with everyone in the village. So we just came across some roosters. Roosters are very popular here as well because they use them as part of the traditions. They have cockfights, which are actually part of the rituals. But in this particular case, they have some roosters that have been painted. Apparently it's just for fun, as a hobby.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So do they use ink to...
Yes.
Ink.
We learned about a few other things that are unique to Tenganan. First of all, it is one of the few places in the world you can buy double ikat weavings. So if this is something you're after, this is the place to get it. This form of weaving requires the most skill for precise patterns to be woven, and is considered the premier form of ikat. The amount of labour and skill required also make it the most expensive.
We were also very surprised to learn about the Mekare Kare Ceremony. This is a ritual that takes place in the village once a year.
So they actually hurt themselves.
Yeah. So both are made with spiky leaves. It's called pandan.
Pandan.
Pandan. So this is ritual, it's a man ritual. Once a year.
Once a year.
Once a year.
Okay.
Once a year. We call Mekare Kare tradition.
Tell me, have you ever had to do this?
Yeah.
Have you done? You have?
Yeah, so I can fight with my son, my father,
Oh, really?
my friends, yeah.
Yeah.
The small boys, whoever.
Okay, wow.
Whoever man, yeah.
And if you win, what does that mean? Like if you win the fight?
Oh no, we're not losers. So
Okay. Everyone's a winner.
yeah, we didn't get nothing. We didn't get any reward, but satisfaction.
Satisfaction.
Yeah.
Now, the Tenganan Village is a place we didn't read anything about online before visiting. Our visit was organised by Frank G'day. He recommended it as something worth seeing in between Padang Bay and Chandidasa.
After our visit, we were kind of curious about what other people thought of the village and decided to read some reviews online.
We had a feeling what people might be saying about this place, and that was the fact you are led through the village into the home of the guide, where they then attempt to sell you various goods. And honestly, we weren't really surprised when this happened.
We had a similar experience in Yogyakarta when we had our guide show us around the Taman Sari water castle and underground mosque. After that tour, we were then taken to his house where we were shown all the paintings his family was selling.
So as our guide led us into his home, we anticipated what was coming.
But before that, we met some of his family and Wayan explained to us the process of turning cotton to yarn and then how the yarn is dyed. The dyes are all made of natural colour and are also unique, sourced from the various tree barks, plants and herbs. After this, we were then shown the many things they had for sale.
The family had hundreds of fabrics and some lontak calendars. These are traditional Balinese documents that are made by carving letters and images onto long strips of what I think were either bamboo or palm leaf. And then they would rub in some kind of black dye or paint to finish the product.
Now, at no point did we feel like there was any pressure on us to buy something from Wayan's family. We read many reviews online that people felt like it was just a tourist trap and the whole point of the tour is to get you to buy their goods.
But we have to say that at no point did we feel like we had to buy anything, and we could have easily just said no thank you and moved on.
In saying that, we did end up buying some fabric as a gift for someone back home.
Something else we read online was that the goods were overpriced. And yes, you can buy similar items in the many markets around Bali cheaper, but at the end of the day, the difference is only a few dollars.
We were happy to know that buying the goods from the village would go towards supporting the people of the village, but as with everything in Bali, bring your bartering skills and negotiate a better price.
Now let's answer the big question. Should you bother visiting the Tenganan Village on your next trip to Bali?
We say it's not really worth making a special trip to this part of Bali just to see the village. It would be close to a 2-hour drive from Kuta.
But if you're staying in the area or passing by, it's definitely worth a look. It's a chance to learn of the original traditions, ceremonies and rules of the ancient Balinese.
And it really doesn't take that much time. We might have spent 45 minutes to an hour walking around the village.
So we just had an amazing visit to this village, and thank you so much, Boyan,
Thank you
for
for your
teaching
visit.
us so much. We learned a lot actually, so that's been really nice.
I can learn English too.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. I hope you enjoyed the village.
We definitely did,
Yeah,
and
I do hope next time you come back again.
yeah, definitely. Thank you.
When they grow.
When they're older. So if you're in the area, make sure that you visit. It takes roughly half an hour to walk through the village, and you can also purchase different items here that are made within the village. So all in all, an amazing cultural experience if you like to come near Chandidasa.
We do appreciate it if you made it to the end of this video. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it.
If you're new to our channel, we're going to link the trailer to this Indonesia series. We'd love for you to check it out, consider subscribing to our channel and check out a few more of our videos.
Thanks again for watching.
And we'll see you on the next one.